Hi guys, my name is Allie Trent. I am originally from Carrollton, Georgia. First off, I just wanted to say good afternoon. I hope everybody that's teaching at the school system, you guys are getting on schedule and you're feeling good about the week starting. I'll be completely honest, I'm exhausted. But I really hope everybody has a great year, and it is really nice to be back in the school, have some normalcy despite of everything kind of still going on right now. I have a husband. He is originally from upstate New York. He came down to Carrollton about 20 years ago to play baseball here at the University of West Georgia, and that's where we met. We have two children. Lucas, he is 6 years old and he's a feral, rowdy boy. And then I have my daughter Malin. She will be 9 in October. They both are really active. Malin is a competitive gymnast, and Lucas is getting into baseball and things like that. So my husband, he works at the local recreation department. He is a senior athletic coordinator there. So our lives are full throttle, for sure. We just live day by day and try to really excel and find a balance with life and school and sports and jobs as much as we can. When we have school holidays and things like that, we really try to hang tight. This summer, we got to hit up the beach. I'm the head JV cheer coach here at Carrollton. So a lot of it was cheer practice, practices in the morning. It gets pretty intense. So I did a lot of cheer practice, but we did get away and we got to have some vacation time with family and just try to enjoy the summer. So like I said in the beginning, I'm from Carrollton. I've been here most of my life. When I graduated from high school, almost 20 years ago now, I went to West Georgia and I pursued a nursing career. Shortly after, I was accepted into a nursing school right outside of Atlanta. So I moved to Atlanta to pursue nursing school. And simultaneously, I found a coaching gig that was right outside of my nursing school. So I was doing both, and my coaching career really took off. So it was kind of ironic. I had worked really hard to get into nursing school, and then although I had already been coaching gymnastics for about 6 years, this particular experience really took my coaching career off. And I thought long and hard about it, and I quit nursing school to get a PE degree. So you can imagine what some of my mentors and family members were probably thinking when I announced that at Thanksgiving dinner. So anyways, I changed my major. We left Atlanta. I came back to Carrollton. I finished up my undergrad almost 11 years ago at West Georgia. I did the health and physical education program. So that is where I got my bachelor's degree. Soon after graduation, we were in the middle of a recession. So I went ahead and picked up a special education certification right after graduation just to ensure that I could find my foot into a local school system. I had hopes of landing a coaching position with this strategy. I did get a special ed position. I was hired on as a parapro in 2010, and I did this for an entire school year. And then the school system went on a hiring freeze. Once the school year ended, I was given an opportunity to actually start my own business. And I had two options, and I went for running my own business. So I stepped away from education. I ran a private gymnastics club for 3 years. I supervised a booster club, hired coaches, trained staff, ran gymnastics meets. I did it all. I was about 27 years old when I did this, and to say it was overwhelming at the time for me is an understatement. I did learn a lot. It was a great experience, and It was awesome. Once my husband and I decided to start a family, my daughter was born, and I decided I needed to find something that could create a little more balance in my life. So I then went into recreation. All of the athletes within my club came with us. And then I spent 7 years in recreation as a head gymnastics coach, coordinator, meet director, basically doing the same thing, just with a little more support. When I had my son, and my kids got into school, just with the craziness of running a program that big, again, I started kind of getting the itch to get back in the school system. I had worked so hard for my education degree, I really wanted something to show for that. And I wanted to be on the same schedule as my kids. And I also was really ready to amp my coaching career. Being in the position I was currently in at the rec department, I was stretched in a lot of different positions. And although I was still coaching, I wasn't really getting to focus in on coaching, which is ultimately what I wanted to be doing. So in 2019, I got back into the school system. 2019 and 2020, I was a special education teacher. I was also hired as the JV head cheerleading coach at Carrollton, as well as the assistant gymnastics coach. It's really been a learning experience. I think sometimes as coaches, at least I'll speak for myself, I'll get to a point where I think I know everything, and then you learn 50 new things, which is great. That's how we grow and we learn and we get better. And so this is the age bracket. It's different. Some things that I could use in my other career doesn't work at the high school level, and I've had to kind of step back and punt on some strategies that I've used. So it's been a very challenging 2.5 years. Special ed, I'm not sure if any of you guys have ever been on the other side of physical education, but being in that classroom every day was tough on me. I was not in my element, but I was still working really hard to try to be the best I could at my teaching position so I could keep coaching. And then at the end of the school year last year, I received a phone call from the elementary school, and they wanted to offer me a PE position in the elementary age, which is my dream job. And so everything lined up, and I'm still very flattered, and I can't even believe that I'm teaching PE in the elementary school right now. It's awesome. And just being on the other side of education, our job is so hard. It's physically draining at times, especially at the elementary level. But man, ultimately, y'all, we are blessed to be teaching these kids to have fun, ultimately. And just, they love being there. And I'm just so excited about this year. So I'm on my very first year as a certified physical education teacher at my school. I was a little anxious at first, but things are going pretty good. We've got some old blood in our PE department, and we also have some young blood, which would be myself and also a fellow coach. So we're working through some things and trying to evolve the program where I'm currently at. But ultimately, I get up every day, and I'm so excited that this is what I finally get to do. It's been a long 11 years and an interesting journey, but I made it. So that is why I decided to go back and go ahead and get my master's degree. One of the main reasons I chose my career, growing up as a kid, it wasn't worst case scenario, but it wasn't best case scenario either. I was blessed enough where I was able to compete in the sport of gymnastics, which is typically a pretty expensive sport to be involved in. And honestly, I probably would not have been able to do it if it wasn't for a coach that kind of worked some things out for me financially as a kid. I was training in the gym around 20 hours a week up until the age of 14. I retired at 14 as a gymnast, and then picked up a coaching job, and that's where my coaching career started. So I've been coaching gymnastics for a little over 21 years. But ultimately, coaches, mentors, and once I got into college, professors have ultimately been a huge support for me, not only when I was younger, but as I got older. I cheered at West Georgia when I started college here, and that coach in particular, I still talk to her probably once every 2 weeks. She had been a huge impact in my life. Meeting a goal, there was never an excuse, and that was on the competitive cheer mat, and it was also in life. And I knew that I could depend on her not only in practice but outside of practice. And she was just an amazing person. She provided the tools I needed to succeed as an athlete and as a young adult. And there have been several people in my life that have offered that to me that I've been able to reach out to. And that's ultimately why I'm in education and why I'm so excited about starting this program. So this class, Scientific Foundations of Exercise Science, I'll be honest, I'm obviously really excited to be able to apply this to the athletes that I coach, both gymnastics and cheerleading. You know, there's always ways that we can get better in regards to planning our workout effectively and making sure that we're training them not only to get stronger, but injury prevention, things like that, especially at this developmental stage. Just preventing injuries is key to keeping our teams together. So I'm really excited about that. But selfishly enough, I'm excited because to have all this information just makes me feel pretty empowered to know that I have that much control over my own health. I have several girlfriends that pay other people to learn about their health and their diet and how they can exercise and train. And I don't know, it just feels really cool to know I've got all that information. You know, I don't have to follow someone on Instagram to figure it out. So that's really what I'm most excited about. And I'm ready to get the semester started. So it's good to meet all you guys. Hope I didn't talk anyone's faces off. And you guys have a great day. And I look forward to meeting everyone. Bye.